bless you in the name of Jesus Christ. My name is Onyeka Jesusboy. I would love to talk about a pressing issue about election prophecies. You know, when it comes during the time of election in every region, believers, prophets, and pastors in those regions, they give prophecies about election outcome. And I would like to talk a little on that. One thing we need to understand is this. The first thing, God can speak concerning an election outcome. God can speak to a believer, God can speak to a pastor, God can speak to anybody about an election outcome. That is the first thing you need to understand, that who will win the election. The second thing you need to know is that election is not won by prophecy. That everyone is prophesying that you win the election, even when it's from God, does not guarantee you are going to win the election. So, what guarantees anybody to win an election is when you are being voted the majority vote. When you get the majority vote, you win. It's not when you get the majority prophecy that you win the election. It is when you get the majority vote, you are going to win the election. You must understand this. When people vote you, when majority people vote you, you win. Yeah. Number three, you have to understand that election prophecies are conditional prophecies. When we talk about conditional prophecy, what do we mean? These are prophecies that comes with an outcome. In other words, there are factors that can affect its changes. So when God gives you a prophecy that about an outcome of an election, have in mind that is a conditional prophecy. That is a conditional prophecy. There are so many things that can change the outcome of an election, even when it is God that told you this person is going to win. Some of the people who come out and give prophecies about election outcome and it failed, it's not because they may receive it from God, but there are factors. They didn't know that it was a conditional prophecy. So there were factors that happened that changed the outcome. So those factors is what changed the outcome of that prophecy. The Lord told Samuel that he don't want Israel to have a king, that God wants to be their direct king. But the children of Israel said they want a king. Samuel was displeased. If you read 1 Samuel 18, 1 Samuel 8, Samuel was displeased. But God told Samuel, said, listen to them. Since they don't want me to be their king, he said, give them a king. And God chose Saul. Was it not God that told Samuel at first that, oh, I want to be their king direct? The Lord told Isaiah to go and tell Hezekiah. If you read Isaiah 38, I think so, verse 1, the Lord told him to tell Hezekiah he should put his house in order. Hezekiah was sick. He said, put your house in order. You are going to die. But when Hezekiah faced the wall and seeked the face of God, the Lord sent Isaiah back to Hezekiah. And Isaiah went back and said, God has added to your years. Was it not God that said I should go and tell him the first time? So those are conditional prophecies. If you understand that they are conditional prophecies, you won't feel bad when certain prophecies fails at its way, because there are conditions that guarantees those prophecies. So election prophecy is a conditional prophecy. That is why as believers, why I'm doing this video, as believers, if you are hearing me, when God speaks to you about an election outcome, or when the election, don't share it in the public. You don't share that in the public, because that is a conditional prophecy. You don't share that in. There are many factors that can change the outcome. Number one, God can say Mr. A will win an election, and that election, Mr. A really wins, but it was rigged successfully. Mr. B will be declared the winner. That is how the outcome has changed. God can say Mr. A will win, and the people will not want Mr. A, and the Lord will listen to the people's heart and give them Mr. B. The outcome has changed, but God spoke to you. There are so many factors. The Lord told Jonah, he said he's going to destroy the people of Nineveh. He should go and deliver the message. Jonah went, delivered the message. Jonah went out of Nineveh, was waiting for Nineveh to be destroyed by God. But the people seek the face of God through intercession. They fasted, and God didn't destroy their city again as he told Jonah. And Jonah was angry. Why didn't God destroy their city? He didn't know that that was a conditional prophecy. Although he heard it from God, God sent him. But the people repented, and the Lord averted the danger. The Lord averted the judgment. He felt God as, maybe God has disappointed his prophecy or something like that. You have to understand as believers that they are conditional prophecy. And when you receive conditional prophecy, what do you do with conditional prophecy? You war with it. You war with it. You pray with it. You don't share it to the public. You war with it. You pray with it. Because those are conditional. If God gives you a conditional prophecy, you pray with it. You war with it in the place of prayer. That is what you do. You don't share it to the public. So we have to understand that there are conditional prophecies. And election prophecy, outcome prophecy is one of them. So as believers, don't share that in the public. Oh, God said this one will win, this one will not win. Don't share it. Don't share it. That is why I'm doing this video. If you are listening to me, for you to know that there are conditional prophecies. That people shared it and the outcome didn't really come out as they shared. Is because what they received was a conditional prophecy. And there are factors that can affect that prophecy. Yeah. So that is it. I just decided to share this to somebody who may be confused. Maybe you felt God has spoken to you about something. It may not be an election, but all of a sudden it didn't really came out the way you expected it. It's a conditional prophecy. So what you didn't do was that you didn't war with it. You didn't pray with it. You didn't seek the face of God over the prophecy. You just say, oh, God said it, God said it, God said it. And it didn't really happen the way you think. Or maybe a man of God you trust gave a prophecy and about an election outcome, and it didn't come to pass the way he said it. No, what he gave was a conditional prophecy. He's still a genuine man of God. Well, there are so many factors that can make a prophecy not to come to pass. God will change the outcome. There are so many things that can happen that will make God to change an outcome of prophecy. So I'm sharing this so that you just be educated about it. So just follow this page. I'm going to be sharing content like this. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, Onyeka Jesusboy. I'll be sharing content like this that is going to help you and give you wisdom in the things of the kingdom, in the things of God, in the things of Christ. God bless you. Shalom.